izimanga. Hayi imihlolo. Hayi imihlolo. Hi my loves, hey my loves, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Letitia K. If it is your first time on this channel, you are definitely welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, returning watcher, thank you very much for coming back. But also make sure you're not just a returning watcher, make sure you are a returning subscriber. Okay, subscribing is free, so please do click on that subscribe button. Make sure that you do like, you do comment, and you do share this video. Okay, so today I'm talking about quitting or stopping to teach online, and that is to basically be a community tutor teaching English online, right? And I'd just like to finally share my experience with teaching online as a side hustle, because I think since COVID, there's a lot of people that have been teaching online or looking for other streams of income, and teaching online has been one of the easiest and most accessible ways of making an income, because there's a big need for English native speakers around the world to teach people that don't know English at all. Like, I would say people that are foreign to English. As you can hear, my English is not the greatest. Like, English public school, but that is the nice thing about South Africa, is that it is one of the African countries, and not just one of the African countries, one of the countries in the whole world, that most of these companies, these online companies that offer, English classes and learning English, or English platforms, one of the countries that is preferred to teach. So they like, or they love, South Africans, and so does the students. The students also love to choose South Africans as their teachers or their tutors when it comes to learning English. So yeah, I first started teaching online in 2021. It sounds so weird when you say 2021. I started in 2021 when I moved to Johannesburg. Remember, I relocated from Cape Town to Johannesburg in 2021. And when I got here, I was like, you know what, I need a hustle. Like, I came to Johannesburg, so hustling has always been, I've always been thinking of other ways of making money, like legit legal ways. And so I've learned about teaching online. And to be honest, the person that literally really plugged me for real and gave me all of the information that I needed is the former YoTV presenter, Umerika Monamedi. I think at that time she was a producer on YoTV and no longer like a presenter. She was working behind the scenes, and I think she had quit her job or something like that. And so she was teaching online, and well, at this point she's literally a full-time teacher in one of the Korean countries. I think she's in China or something like that. But before she went to China to physically teach there, she was teaching on Cambly. She was lucky she could teach there. Well, that was after she came back from Korea, wherever. You know what? That's not important. So she's the person that literally plugged me, and she kind of like provided a list of companies, online companies, that are taking South Africans that don't require you to have a formal qualification in teaching, right? So I went through the list. I applied to most of them. Cambly was the best in terms of money, but then Cambly was the most difficult one to get into. Till today, I've applied with 2 different email addresses. I'm still in the waiting list. Imagine 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. It's actually going into my 3rd year of waiting for Cambly. But the 2 platforms that actually literally took me and accepted my applications to become a community tutor. Okay, so you also need to understand, on these platforms, you're either a professional teacher or you are an community tutor. What makes you a community tutor is the fact that you don't hold a professional qualification in teaching itself, or you don't have a TEFL certificate. Then you'll become a community tutor. But if you hold a TEFL certificate, or you have an actual formal qualification in teaching, then you get the professional teacher badge. So you have to submit documents for proof as well. So as much as they will ask you, what do you want to be, a community or professional? In order for you to be a professional, you have to provide the documents, and they have to confirm, and then they will verify, and then you'll be a verified teacher. But that doesn't mean that you get to work less than a professional teacher, because I can tell you there's a lot of community tutors that have been on these online platforms for years, or even not for years, that are so dedicated that they have so many lessons that gives them the same advantage, and especially in terms of your pricing, because you price yourself. You price yourself, that they can price themselves so high or charge a higher rate per hour to teach, even though they're a community tutor, based on their presence on the platform, their experience, the number of students they have, the number of lessons they've taught on the platforms, and also the duration and the rating, because students rate you. So even if you don't hold a qualification, you can still literally make proper good money teaching online, I'm telling you. Okay, so personally, coming back to me, started 2021, I was a community tutor both on Preply and iTalki. August 2021, I applied. I think I waited for like 2-3 weeks going through the whole process of applying, and I got accepted. I think I was finally accepted and went through the online, kind of like online, what is this, induction that happens, and it was happening like at 3 a.m. in the morning. So kwamele ndivuke at like 3 a.m. in the morning so I can attend the induction. And I think that was Preply or iTalki that had that induction. And you know, with international times and different time zones, 4 o'clock for me, 4 a.m. for me was probably like 10 a.m. in America, wherever, I don't know, whichever country they were doing the induction from. Right, doesn't matter, I got in, did everything. So I can tell you that I was mostly tutoring or mostly teaching English on Preply. At first, on Preply. The reason is that with Preply platform, I felt like I could get students faster because of the pricing, right? Between Preply and iTalki, with Preply, you can literally price $1. There's no minimum. Then with iTalki, there was a minimum, the last time I checked, of $5. You can't charge a lesson less than $5. So personally, I started on teaching for $2. Like, I was teaching at a loss, $2, and then there's the commission that the platform takes. And with Preply, it was something like 32, 31, or 28. So the more number of lessons you have, the lower the commission is, from 25 up until 18%, and then from 18%, then that's it. So I think it goes from 100 lessons, 200 lessons, then the commission, which means the portion that they take. For an example, if you are teaching and you're charging $10 for an hour, then they're literally gonna take then the 30%, which is like what, 3 rand, whatever the maths. I'm not good at maths. And then that means from the $10, the platform takes the $3 and you get $7, for an example. The same goes with the different percentages, you understand? So imagine me teaching at $2 for an hour. I would walk away there with $1.25, I think. $1.25. Exchange $1.25 to South African rands. That is like 20 something rand, 27 rand for an hour. So the students really were looking for us, the newbies that are trying to grow. Remember, teaching English online on these platforms is like self-employment. It's like a business, because you charge how much you gonna you decide how much you're going to charge for a lesson. All the platform does is give you an opportunity, or all the company does is give you the platform to market yourself and get students, and they give you the platform to do the teaching. Because you can literally send the student a Zoom or Teams link, and then you can teach outside of the actual website, right? But that's not important. I'll probably make a different video for the nitty-gritties and the in detail of how each platform looks like. But I was teaching on there. The problem now that led me to stopping or to quitting teaching online started when I was getting a lot of students. So I opened my calendar. This is now just Preply. On iTalki, things were really, really slow for me because it was a lot of us that were forced to start on $5. So the competition was way higher because they were just taking a lot of teachers and a lot of South Africans. So when you go onto the platform, you'll see there's a lot of new people, new. So for a student, you wouldn't go for someone that's new because you want to learn English and you're in a hurry, whether because of work, whether because of school, or for whatever reason, personal reasons you want to travel. You would probably go for someone that already has lessons. And if everyone is like forced to compete on $5, that didn't work. So Preply worked because not personally, at that point I was like, I'm working on a loss, so I'm charging $2. I'm even willing to charge $1. And that is why I was getting a lot of lesson requests and a lot of students, because I started at a loss. Do you understand? So it would really take me a very long time to reach even 100 Rand converted into South African rands. You get? But I was willing to do that, which meant that I was working a 9 to 5. I get home, I finish at 4:30. I get home at like 20 past 5. So I would open my calendar to start my first lesson at 5:30. So every day coming from work, I was rushing to be home 5:30. I walk in, I set up my laptop and my station where I teach, and already I start teaching. And I will probably stop or end up at around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, But obviously, because I'm starting on 0 students, I gradually grew, One student once a week, 2 students, 3, 4, 5, 10 students. And then I find out that every day I'll probably have on average like 3, 4 students. One's lesson starts at 6 until 7, the next one 7:30 until 8:30, the next one 8:30 until 9:30, and then the next one will be 9:30 until 10:30. And then that means I literally had no time. I would prepare for dinner or supper only after I finish, and which is like after 10. It was so much that I was tired. I forgot that English word for umdo dinwe kakhulu ngumsebenzi. So I really reached that point, and I started canceling. And I started August, so basically October is when I started to get students, right? October, and then November got hectic. Then obviously December, I was like, close, shop is closed, December holidays. But I think I had still a few students in December. Then I came back the next year. I opened up the year January, I think February, and the next year, which was now 2022. That was the worst. 2022 was the worst. It was just a lot. Having to get home past 5, and already I get to teach, I think around May, June, around that time, I had cancelled a lot of lessons, and then students started to cancel the packages because they would buy lessons in bulk, They'd buy like 50 lessons. I mean, at $2. Meanwhile, there's a majority of the teachers on the platform are teaching at $10, and there's a teacher that teaches at $2. Imagine how many lessons more you get compared to 4, 6, 8, 10, 5 times more than the rest of the other teachers. And the thing is, if a student decides to choose me as their teacher, they'll book their lessons. Like I'm saying, they'll buy 20 lessons. I can't go and change the price. So I got to a point where I'm like, no man, my commission has reduced. I've been on the platform for almost 3 4 5 months, and I've got a good rating. I've got a 5 out of 5, a 5 star, and all of those things. So let me increase my price for these hourly lessons. Obviously there's rules when it comes to increasing. So I was like, there's students that still have 20 lessons left. I can't still be teaching at $2. So I told those students I'm increasing the lessons. So some of, or most of the students I lost when I increased my hourly rate, and then some lessons I lost because I started canceling. I was just fatigued, I was tired, I wasn't getting any breaks and all of that. So those are the reasons I started losing students. So at this point I had like 4 students a week, which for me was like reasonable, like one. And at this point I was teaching at $8. From 2 I went to 4, and then after 2 weeks I increased to 6. So obviously the very new students will then, for the first time, they'll just see $4 and they'll book me based on the $4 and the reviews and my duration and my number of students, and obviously the video, because that's very important. You sell yourself with the video. They watch and listen to the video and they choose if they want you to be the English teacher or English tutor based on the video that's on your profile. On all the platforms you have to have that maximum or minimum 1 minute video. Fine, 2022 it went down, and at this point I'm still not concentrating on iTalki. I've got access and everything, but I'm on Preply. It's just the flow. I would sometimes open my iTalki, so because what's important, you have to open the website, you have to be on the platform, and that way you move up. Remember, there's almost 20,000 teachers on the platform. Students have to go through that many people. And when I talk about students, I talk about all ages, adults that want to travel, that want to teach English. I had a lot of people that were from, what is that, Zesh, and Paris, Italy, those kind of countries that don't use English as a primary. They just have their own home language, so they really struggle with English. A lot of Brazilians. I had this one guy who was a business owner and everything. Good adults, adults abadlileyo. So my way of teaching was not the like primary school teaching, vocab and what is a noun and a verb and they understood those things. What they needed to learn is conversational English. So my packages and my type of teaching was more of conversational. We would just talk, choose a topic, and then I'll correct them on their sentence structuring and how they pronounce words. Mostly it was pronunciation and structuring the sentences and wording and all of that, and just practicing reading. I'm deviating again. Going back to 2022 and my teaching going downhill, it got to a point where I was like, Suga, I'm tired. I started canceling. I was left with, from 4 students, I was left with 2 students, because at this point I was literally tired. I didn't want to teach anymore. I didn't do teaching as a career for a reason, because I don't have the patience and I don't like talking a lot. I might be talking a lot right now, but to be honest, I don't like talking, I'm not a conversationalist. That was another challenge for me. I wasn't a conversationalist. So the conversations I wouldn't enjoy it. It wouldn't flow for me, because I had to, really keep the conversation going, and I'm not that kind of person. That was just one of the reasons I got tired also. But the motivation for that money, because it felt like free money. You talk and someone pays you for talking to them or talking with them. That was the best thing. You get. Okay, moving on. So like I was saying, 2022 went downhill. I got to a point where I started missing my lessons, and there's also a time period where you can cancel a lesson. If you don't cancel a I don't know how many hours, whether it's 6 hours, and then if it's 6 hours before the lesson, like if the lesson is at 12 mini, you have probably at 5 a.m. in the morning to cancel that lesson, something like that. So we've got 6 hours. So for me, it would depend how tired am I coming back from work. Sometimes like I'm canceling lessons 3 hours before, 2 hours before on that day of the lesson. So that was really counting against me until Preply banned me. That's it. Preply banned me. They cancelled me. They like they gave me first warning, second warning, third warning, fourth warning. They were like, you are canceling lessons, you are not attending your lessons. Obviously I'm attending because I can't cancel, and also if I reschedule then the students complain. Do you understand? So I was banned from Preply. So that's the truth as to why I stopped teaching on Preply. I got banned because I was very tired and I was starting to be a horrible and bad teacher. But I had great students. I honestly had great students and I was making good money. I was like charging $10 at this point. They're saying figure with $10. And from $10 I was getting 9 after the commission. Obviously the platform takes the commission, yabo. I was like on $9 per lesson. So you can do the calculation of how much that was, you know. Okay, so 2023 now. My job wise, I was ring. I'm one person. If I work in a company and the work environment, I'm just not feeling it, I'm just it's go off, the vibes are off. I don't want to use the word toxic, but if it's just yeah, I leave. So I was retrenched in 2022, and then 2023, I think in the year 2023 I probably had like, okay, my current job is my third job within the same year of 2023. So that is when I was forced to go back to teaching so that I can get an income. That's when I now started being serious with iTalki. So I went on the second platform that I was approved on, and that's iTalki. Now with iTalki, like I said, minimum $5, right? My problem with iTalki came when I was, I would open the website, have it open, because being present and being online on the website, even though you're not teaching, you're not doing anything, you just have it open just as a tab, and it's just chilling there. It increases your position to be recommended to students. Because obviously, how are you going to recommend it? You can't just chill and sit and relax and expect students are going to come across your profile. And that's a secret that a lot of people don't know that teach online. Even if you're not teaching, the moment you wake up, open that website. You buy traffic, be traffic on the website, be present so that they know you are present, you are there, you've logged in. Basically, you have to log in. They know that you are present, always available to teach, right? So I started doing that. So I started getting students in 2023. My issue and my problem with iTalki then, like I said, competition-wise, competition is way stricter and more on iTalki than Preply, because with iTalki there's this price thing. So everyone is literally or more or less on the same price. You can't reduce your price like to the most minimum, like $2 like I could on Preply, to give yourself an advantage. Everyone starts on $5. So from $5 already you're competing with 1,000 other people that are on $5. Whereas on Preply you could literally be 100 people on $2. So you can increase, your profile, you understand? But the problem with iTalki is that, I was getting students from countries like India, that side of the country. But you know what was weird? It was is manga. Oh, Putabani is manga. Like, I'll get a lesson and I'll prepare everything, sit right, set up the laptop and everything, the ring light, and then I'm ready for my lesson and everything. And I open the lesson and then I greet my student. Hello, Mr. Ini. Hi, well, Mr. In is not there. The camera is on, but Mr. In is not there. Next thing, Mr. In his private part is on the screen. So I started getting those kind of lessons where male people were booking lessons and showing their private parts. And that's something I was not getting on Preply. So basically, the security when it comes to students and teachers was way stricter, and way stricter on Preply than iTalki. The people on iTalki are weird. Some sick, weird men are on iTalki. So I started getting those lessons to a point that if I get a lesson, they'll obviously use fake names and the whole profile is just fake. Some are from USA, and I'm confused. What? You're in USA, you're in America. Chances are, and you have like an English name, you should probably know English. Until they speak and they don't show the camera, the moment I get that accent that says, though, some of the Indian and Pakistan accent, immediately I knew, oh Nkosiyam, it's that P word, that PER word, VERT type of person. And I'll be like, hi, can you appear on camera? Can I see you? What they show is their private part. I got tired of that, but I can tell you one thing. When they show their private part, I would switch off the camera, and then I would ask them to not do that, and ask them, do they actually want to take the lesson? Then they'd be like, no, please switch on your camera, I want to see your face. And meanwhile, they telling me to switch on my camera, I want to see my face. You can hear the sound that sexual sound that they do when they play with their body parts. And then I would just cancel the lesson. And I would, at first I was worried that I'm gonna get penalized, but what I like is that all these lessons are recorded. The lessons on iTalki are recorded, so I would be complaining of all these weird students. I felt abused. I honestly felt abused. And I don't know, they would ban the profiles. They'll ban the profiles and they'll pay me. That's what I like. But it was not nice. At this point, I was not enjoying it, because I was like, I don't trust if the next lesson is gonna be another man that's a P or what. Like, I wasn't getting proper students at this point. I feel like, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And then I started working again, so from the month of June I started working again, where I'm currently working. And so I was like, okay, I don't have time to be teaching again. And also on this platform, I'm a so I was really demotivated. But luckily I am not banned yet, but I haven't logged in months. That I think 2 weeks back or so, iTalki sent me an email saying that if I don't log in, then they will suspend my account, they will cancel, because you can't have an account. You keeping up space. You counted as a teacher, and they're not taking new teachers because they counting, we already have 20,000 teachers. We can't take any more teachers. Meanwhile, from the 20,000, there's teachers like myself that are not using that platform anymore. So right now, I just log in now and then, just log in case I need it again. But at this point, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just hoping YouTube just works out, because the biggest reason I'm on YouTube is for the money. It's for the moolah. It's for the mali, and except for the fact that I actually do like this. At least there's no weird people and weird things happening on YouTube, so I'm enjoying it. Ndiyayonwabela. So naso ke ngoku isizathu soba ndiyeke ukufundisa i-English online. Andinanjongo or andiplani ba mandikhawuleze ndiphinde ndibuyele ndifundise i-English online. It is a lot of work, to be honest. It is a lot of work. Iyafana nje notishara wasesikoleni, because i-students sakho funeka usazi ba sifuna ufunda ntoni and sifunda njani, yabo. si process kanjani information, then kumele uprepare ukhipha ama notes ukuthi okay esi student sisokola ngento ethile i-goal yesi student apha ekufundeni i-English yinto ethile nento ethile. Okay, uplane uset up okay kwi-lesson yokuqala sisofunda ngento ethile, and you must still give the students homework. They want a homework, but Ishara diniki abstract to go and read, and then we're going to come back and then we're going to have a conversation and discuss that article or that abstract, you know. So teaching online is a lot of work, but I'm sad that I got banned from Preply because iTalki snacks. I'd rather be on Preply, and yeah, I feel like it's, in terms of Ukwenzimali, it's way better. And also Preply, they give you material, like you in the classroom on the website, and there is material that you can go through. Both you and the students can see it, and you can choose topics. The student can even choose topics, and you go through it. There's words to learn, pronunciation, sentence structuring. Outing ba uhambe uset up lessons, you know. You can use the lessons on Preply, whereas on iTalki kumbumbumbu nje we online video one notes qha akukho student material or study material yabo. So yeah, that is my story on why I quit teaching online. But the money was good, and I can say from 2021 when I started teaching up until when I stopped last year, I think iTalki, I've made at least 10 or more than 10,000 rands over the 2 years. So I can say, if you're someone that's unemployed, I think even if you are employed, create a profile, apply. Cambly, Cambly, Preply, Preply, iTalki, iTalkie. Those are the threes that I can mention. I know there's Tutor ABC, also Tutor TUTOR, no ABC, which is another one. But there's quite a lot. Yeah, there's quite a lot. So yeah, guys, teaching online, you can make a living. I know there's a YouTuber that literally, there's 2 YouTubers that I'm subscribed to, and they teach online. They make a living from teaching online. And like I said, America was teaching on Cambly. She was making a living from teaching on Cambly 8 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours a day. Like, you are in control, which is the nice thing. If only I can get into Cambly. I think I should cancel or delete my Cambly account and reapply. I don't know, but it doesn't allow me to do that. But yeah, let me stop rambling. That is it. This is my explanation for stopping or quitting teaching English online. I hope you've learned something. Even if you decide to teach online, you go in knowing what to expect, you know. Yeah, so that is it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next video. I hope you watch the next video I post. So for now, please do not forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. Until the next video, goodbye.